If you would like to speak, we'll give you 3 minutes here. Put your name on a card and give it to Amber, and we'll listen to anything you have to say. I will say that this is a open meeting. We're here to hear your concerns. It's not a debate. It's not a forum. We're here to listen to you. We will take everything that you say under advisement. We are still in meetings. We still have budget meetings. We're still making cuts. Just to give you a little preface, as of right now, we are looking at a 3.29% increase as of now from last year, the year we're living in. Like I said, we are not done. We are still making more cuts. We're still working with each department. And with that, I would entertain a motion to open the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to open public hearing at 6:01.
Second that.
We have a motion and a second to open the public hearing. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, can we do a roll call vote? Amber?
Weedrake,
Yes.
Sayers,
Yes.
Crouch.
Yes.
You're approved. Any cards, Amber?
There you go.
All right. Melody, you're up. You're first.
Still trying to catch my breath.
That's all right.
Let me come to the podium.
Right here, Melody.
Oh, yes, I
Thank you.
can.
First of all, I do want to start out by saying that I really appreciate the tough decisions that must be made by the board to bring our county's budget into alignment where it should be. I can't imagine that task. But I do want to point out two things with you tonight. Number one, this fiscal year, our county has experienced some natural and forced attrition of employees through retirements, reduction of positions, departments, and firings that have involved public health, the auditors, the recorders, and the treasurer's office. When you leverage just those positions alone with your anticipated 3 part-time hirings, public health, approximately $17 an hour for a homemaker, universal clerk for the recorder's office at a little over 25, and I'm assuming the auditor's part-time position at $25. The conservative estimated amount of saved dollars on salaries and benefits for the next fiscal year is $638,606.43. I'm sure you want to know how I made that calculation. Well, I've listened all year long to your recordings and your minutes. I
You
took
don't have a
this.
microphone, Kelly. I can't. I don't.
Just in case a little feedback.
Sure.
I can speak louder. I got a big mouth. All right. So if you're wondering how I made those calculations, I did that by listening to all of last year's Board of Soups meetings, recorded meetings and minutes. I took the salaries that were recently posted from the OT, and I utilized the lowest quoted benefit package stated to me by one of your member boards. So my question is, where does that $638,605.43 savings fit into your budget next year? Shouldn't that savings that will be moving forward into next year price from taxpayers on this coming year's budget? Because these savings are on top of your budget proposal from last year. Also, where is this year's savings going? Because I know that over half of those positions happened around January of this year. Number two, I do want to speak about our current county attorney. When the board appointed this person on November 22, you passed a resolution stating the intent to change that status of the county attorney from full-time to part-time, allowing them to maintain their private practice. Effective the following month, you approved another resolution to pay them a salary of $107,843, which was $7,500 more than the previous full-time county attorney, who was receiving only $100,343. This approval was motioned by Crouch and seconded by Mayberry for approval, and all board members said yays, and there were no nays at that time. In '24, that salary was increased 3.85%. And then this current fiscal year, that salary again was increased 4.46% to the person's current salary of $117,000. In comparison to this, to two of our nearest and closest population ranking counties that are similar to us, I pulled up Page and Harrison. Now, a reminder is that we rank 53 out of 99 counties in population. Page ranks 50, Harrison ranks 52. Of those two attorneys, they are full-time, and they are still underpaid compared to our part-time attorney. Our attorney, part-time, makes $117,000. Their full-time attorney in Page makes $107,273, and Harrison's full-time attorney makes $98,947. So I wonder how this fits into the board's system of checks and balances. Was this intentional? What was your reasoning? If it was it an oversight? I am being told that the only instance in Iowa code for that salary now to change was only when it changed at the time of the appointment. So my questions are, why were those decisions not made so their salary and their staff's salary feel more in alignment with other part-time attorneys in our state? We, those that have voted you in, appear to be stuck with a burden of paying an inflated full-time salary to a part-time county attorney, which makes the staff under her also have inflated salaries.
Let's try to keep this under at 3 minutes.
Okay.
It's already gone off, so.
Has it? Okay,
Yeah,
I've got one
yeah.
more paragraph. Again,
It
there,
wouldn't be fair to everybody else.
okay,
Right.
all right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Bob.
Send us an email, please.
Yes, and I have information I would share with anyone if they were.
Are you working, Patrick?
Thank you, Patrick.
Sarah Curry.
Hi, thank you. Sarah Curry, rural Mills County. Over the last I moved to this community 10 years ago. 10 years ago, the property tax asking was 7.82 million. Today, you're proposing, well, it's much more than that. Over the 10 years, it's gone up $4.1 million. I've seen my county property taxes increase substantially. And you know, when we first moved here, it didn't matter that much. We were still learning the issues, but now it's really hitting home. I've got a special needs child. In the last 90 days, we had to spend 10 grand out of pocket on medical expenses. The school's going up, the county's going up. A little bit here and there, I understand. You know, my homeowner's insurance, I had to spend another $1,000 on that. So when I see taxes going up and then I see a proposed EMS tax come up, it really hits home, not just as a tax economist, which is what I do for a living, but also just as a mom and as a resident of Mills County. You know, I understand the debt issue. It's not anyone's fault right now, but it does beg me to question, are there other areas of the budget we can cut? I know the Back the Blue law was enacted. That's not a surprise. Like, that was coming. I know that there's built-in growth, but I think last year, on a per capita basis, Mills County increased taxes 11.8%. That's too high. On a per capita basis, that's how much we're going up. The other thing that I have a problem with is I would like to know where the dollars are going. And I pulled the data from Department of Management today. There's already been 17 counties that have already filed their budgets, and they're having their property tax hearings after us. It's hard to have a discussion on how much money you're bringing in when you don't know where it's going and where all the line items are and which areas are going up and which ones are going down. I think it also helps you all justify why you're going up in a certain area and why you're going down in a certain area. So I think just having that budget and not still being in the process of working on it and already having it out like those 17 counties. I'll also say a lot of those 17 counties that have already filed everything where I can look at it, a lot of them are lowering property taxes. Des Moines County is cutting their budget by $1 million. And their valuations went down this year. So I understand that there's inflation, and I understand that there's needs, but other counties are finding a way to do it. And I think Mills can do that. And so just as a taxpayer, but also as a mom and a person, you know, a 52% increase over 10 years of property taxes is just too much, it's too high. And we have to stop somewhere. So I'm glad we're having this hearing. I'm glad you all are here listening. Thank you.
Don Gamble.
Mine's gonna be short because she already mentioned it. I'm just curious why we're having a meeting where we're raising taxes when we haven't got a proposed budget. I would like to see where everything's going as well. That's the main concern. That's basically it. I mean, I don't know where the money's going. It's not going on county roads, I can tell you that.
City roads either.
Ted,
Hello, Ted McDowell here. Last year, the year before last, the county took in $10.6 million in property taxes. Lonnie, last year you guys took in 11.9. That is a 12% increase in property tax receipts for the county. You raised property taxes, two of you, from 10.6 million to 11.9 million. How many people here are here to advocate for higher taxes, just by a show of hands? Okay, cool. If anybody is, I want you to come up here and advocate. I want to make sure your voice is heard. Okay, all these people showed up on a Tuesday night because they love seeing the three of you and listening to me. Let's see, I know you can cut more money out of the budget. Okay, I know it because the school just cut out $750,000 because they were forced to. I guarantee you that if I were sitting in your chairs, I would trim that budget. I know that you can. We can sharpen the pencil and we can be more efficient, but you're not going to be forced to. I don't know what mechanism there is to force counties other than get new people. From what I understand, and I don't have all the details because we don't have a line item budget. I can't see where all the money's going.
We're still working on.
I understand that, but we're here to talk about the budget and I don't have it, just like the last gentleman said. I don't have anything to sit here and I can't point to individual specific things. We're providing public health with roughly $200,000 less than we did last year. But that's my understanding. If that's wrong, by all means, correct me. Somehow, at least in the notice, you guys were asking for almost $700,000 more than you did last year. Based on your opening statement, I think that's been trimmed out a little bit. And I do appreciate that, but I think you can go further. Again, last year, you increased from 10.6 million to 11.9. And this year, you're asking to go from 11.9 up to, again, in the mailer, about 12.6 million. That's adding the county-wide plus the rural supplemental. Over the last year, the community has a new superintendent, a new auditor, and one new board of supervisors member. Okay, the people here are here, they're telling you what needs to happen. And you guys need to respond, or maybe we just need to get some new people. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Bill Grace.
I wasn't sure if I was gonna ask a question or not. You pretty much asked me.
Okay. Deb, same thing. Dan Stanley.
Hi, as you just said, my name is Dan Stanley, and so my first issue is this says a budgeting error. Okay, so who is responsible for the error? And if there was a person responsible for that error, are they being held accountable, meaning being fired, and a new person being hired? Because how do I know this won't happen again? And that may be you, I don't know. I don't know who it is.
I
But-
found the error.
But,
So it is-
well, you found it,
I found
but that's not what I'm asking.
Yeah, the person who made it was
Is
her
no
own
longer
position,
here.
and she lost. So
Well, that's
she's gone.
kind of what I thought, but it wasn't 100%. So that's good. We have somebody new. Thank you. But then my other issue is the same thing that other people have brought up. I don't know what's in the budget because I can't see it. But I also agree, just as the federal government is doing with DOGE, whether you agree with it or disagree with it, they are finding places where there's fat and they're cutting it. And I truly believe that that can be done in the county as well. As a matter of fact, DOD has developed a program that they are using. I mean, it was just developed. And it is actually free to anybody who wants to use it. This is it. And it's to create simulate and analyze alternative strategies and budgets. So it might be a great tool for Mills County to use. So I offer that to you to maybe use. I don't know if it's good, bad, I haven't looked at it, but DOD is in fact using it right now and it's brand new. Do we have any idea when a budget will be out that the public can see?
When we do our budget adoption notice, which would be, have it finished, we have to have it finished by next week.
Okay, and then will that
That
be
will
put out in some form that
that will
everyone
be
can see?
proposed through the Department of Management and also put the papers, we'll have copies of the audit.
Okay. Would you put that on your Facebook page so I know? Because unfortunately, I don't look at your web pages every day. I'll tell you a perfect example real quickly. I have 20 seconds or so, but they were doing surveys or the assessments on houses. And there's this strange guy driving up and down the road and it unnerved me. And so I went out and confronted him and he said he was doing the assessments for the county. So I called the county and they said, well, it's on the webpage. Like everybody looks at the webpage every day.
Danielle Johnson?
Danielle Johnson.
Danielle, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I was looking at numbers off and on today as I could, as at my full-time job, but I'm not even gonna go into those because as they've said, it's hard to compare based on not having a proposed budget for this year. My comment is, I don't know about everybody else out here, I only get a 3% raise every year. My house taxes, I moved to Mills County about 8 years ago. My valuation doubled almost, and the rates increased. They changed me from farm to residential. Like my taxes are more than twice what they were when I moved here. And with everybody else, I'm sure, I don't know about everybody else. I don't know many people that are getting more than 3%, 3.5% raises every year. I don't know how we're expected to cover increases in our budget for you guys when we're not making more money. So that's all I really have to say.
Brad Meyer.
Okay, I guess mine's on taxes and the revaluations, and I don't think anybody knew one time we got reevaluated, and it was only on home improvements only. You know, so I hope you know about that. But,
Can you use the microphone?
but the whole thing is when you make the county mad at you, I can show you pictures of what they'll do to your property. They've done it all the way across the front of my property and made it look like shit. And I've asked them why, and they said, your culvert's plugged. Well, here, I got a picture of my culvert. You could crawl through it. So why does this go on? I stopped and talked to a road crew one time. You wanna know what they said to me? You wanna know the exact words they said to me? Get the fuck out of here, we're calling the law. So, you know, and him, Richard Crouch, you were caught on saying, you don't care about the people. I think you should stand up and walk out of here right now and resign. So what do you got to say about that?
We're just here to listen to you, Brad. This isn't a debate, it's not a forum, so.
Okay, well, why are our taxes going up so high? The reason why is they just decide to build whatever they want to build without any of our input.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, they built onto this for this, then they built the new shed over there. But then you rehire Kevin Mayberry again after he left. So we're double dipping. So why are we double dipping? Why does somebody get a pension and a paycheck? Does that make any sense to you? It doesn't make any sense to me either. You know, Kevin wasn't good when he was here. Kevin left because he wanted bulletproof glass in his office. That was his words. So I don't understand it. And I'll never understand it. But I'd like to see you stand up and get out of here. You disrespected the taxpayers. Don't stare at me that way. You're the one that got caught on camera.
Troy, come on up, Troy.
Sorry, guys. All right. I get pissed off. Don't blame you.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you guys for allowing us to come in and talk. And,
Microphone, please.
can you hear me now?
Now, yes.
Thank you. I want to go over a couple things. I'm glad that you guys are on YouTube and able to watch that. I've been watching it, no popcorn, but I've been watching. With some of the people that, going through, I think the last hearing a week ago or two, you guys had something with the engineer and there was a $13,000 GPS thing or something that was brought up. I used to work with government bids and a lot of times they call them RFPs. And no offense to you guys, it just seems like you're pretty quick to kind of prove stuff. Is there's other options out there? Is there leasing? Is there renting? I think on the last meeting you guys had here today, you were talking about the road, instead of $5,000 a day, it was $1,500 for a week to rent that, which I think is good, but there's gotta be other cuts. I would think that would maybe gone through it with a fine tooth comb. I wish I could see other things. I'm a numbers guy. And maybe on another aspect, is there areas of the county that money that you guys are losing? What I mean by that is on the Fountains Wedding Chapel on 230th Street. Cars all the time. You guys dump rock there all the time to give up that road. Maybe you need to look at something where if you have a business that's non-residential in the country and you are causing the county to put up maintenance time and time again and dumping excessive gravel, maybe there needs to be, I hate to say Brenda tax, maybe there needs to be something for if somebody's running a business and all that activity is going on, maybe there's areas in the county where you guys are going, gee, my Christmas, how come our gravel is so high? Why is our labor, all that stuff that goes on? So if there's something you can do to, I wish there was a way you guys could lay out something where there was more fine tooth, where we could see stuff. I don't know if that's possible or not, but maybe there's some areas that you can help absorb some of that cost. If you need any help, let me know. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anybody else?
I just want to second his RFP thing. I mean, I've been in corporate America my entire career. And we always have to show, this is my expenditure, this is the gain I'm gonna get from it. Do we do that with certain projects? I know it's different with a company rather than the community, but are we getting 3 quotes on different bids? Like, are they actually following through with that? And that's just a question, are they? Because if they're not, they should.
Thank you. Name?
Dwayne Olson. I'm not here to beat nobody up, but I just got a question. Have you ever heard of total quality management? Or Lean Six Sigma?
Microphone.
Oh. Have you ever heard of Lean Six Sigma or total quality management? Have you implemented it here in the processes of governing? Might not be a bad idea. I've used it. I was working and it works. It's food for thought. That's all. Thank you for your time.
That's something you could email us and we would be glad. I'm just here to listen to your concerns about them. It could be. Okay, with.
Lonnie, is this the meeting where I can ask a couple questions about the budget for the library?
You can voice your concerns about it, and then we will take that back to our budget discussions, and we will get back to you.
Is that the meeting I can ask that?
Yes, you're more than welcome to voice your
Okay.
concerns now.
Thank you.
You're talking about the Glenwood Library?
Yes.
That would be a Columbus City meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, a different meeting.
Yeah, we don't fund, well, we
We
do
give
through our
them money, but.
townships.
When is that meeting?
Oh, hold up.
Second and fourth Tuesday.
That meeting starts at 7 o'clock tonight.
Is that their property tax hearing though?
I'll stay.
No, their proposed property tax meeting for the city is actually on April 8th at 6.
Okay. So no meeting tonight.
They do have a meeting tonight, but the property tax one like we have tonight is gonna be on the 8th.
Gotcha. Well, thank you anyway.
Thank you. Okay, no other questions? I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing at 6:27.
Second that.
We have a motion and a second to close the public hearing at 6:27. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, let's do a roll call again, Amber.
Crouch,
Yes.
Sayers,
Yes.
Mayberry.
Yes. Having no further business, we will adjourn the meeting.
You attended this.